The Japanese Grand Prix was run in Formula 1 at the Fuji Speedway in 1976 and 1977, but BRM participated in neither of them. The non-championship Japanese Grand Prix ran for some years between 1963 and 1976, but BRM never participated in any of them either. Japan has had interesting relationships with many countries throughout its history, but one of its most controversial relationships was with South Africa. Japan began actively trading with South Africa for natural resources in the 1960s, despite international sanctions in response to South Africa's apartheid regime. As a result, Japanese people in South Africa were granted honorary white status, much to the complaint of opposition forces of apartheid. Japan's support towards the white minority rule in South Africa brought much criticism from the mostly black nations of Africa. The Tanzanian ambassador to Japan pointed out that profits generated from the Japanese tourism in South Africa was just helping strengthen the apartheid. BRM has had some success in South Africa. We've taken one win there, and we've had 2 South African drivers. The 1962 South African Grand Prix at East London was the final race of the 1962 season. Coming into the race, Jim Clark was 9 points behind BRM's Graham Hill. 9 points were given for a win back then, so if Clark won and Hill retired, Clark would have won on the countback with one more win than Hill. Clark had led the race the entire way until his car encountered an oil leak, forcing him to retire. Graham Hill took the win for BRM, 50 seconds ahead of his nearest competitor, Bruce McLaren. Hill won his first World Championship and BRM's first Constructors' Championship. The 2 South African drivers we've had in the past had only driven non-works BRMs. Bruce Johnstone was born on January 30, 1937 in Durban, South Africa. His first and only race for BRM was also his first and only race in Formula 1 at the 1962 South African Grand Prix. He finished in 9th, 6 laps behind BRM's race winner and world champion Graham Hill. He retired from motorsports after what he perceived as a shoddy treatment by BRM at his home race. Bruce is still alive and living today in Cape Town, South Africa. He still attends many historic racing events today. Tony Maggs was born on February 9, 1937 in Pretoria, South Africa. His first race for BRM was set to be at the 1964 Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, but he failed to take the start due to an accident in practice. His first actual race for BRM was at the 1964 British Grand Prix at Brands Hatch, where he returned on lap 37 with gearbox issues. His best result for BRM came at the 1964 Austria Grand Prix at Zeltweg, where he finished in 4th, 3 laps behind the leader. Despite his not-so-special season for BRM, his best results in Formula 1 had already come earlier, when he finished 2nd at the 1962 French Grand Prix at Rouen, at the 1963 French Grand Prix at Reims. He retired from motorsports in 1965 after he crashed his car and killed a young child who was standing in a restricted area of the Roy Hesketh circuit in South Africa. After his retirement, Tony worked as a farmer in South Africa and attended many historic events. He sadly died of cancer on June 2, 2009 at the age of 72. Check the Model F1 subreddit next Thursday for a BRM history lesson relating to the Mexican Grand Prix. Thank you for watching. Hello, I am Matt, one of the BRM team's directors of video. I also make a comedy series about Formula 1 called Mystery Science Theater F1. If you don't already know, it's good because I don't actually sound as serious as I do in this video. So yeah, if you want to check it out, the link is in the description. And thank you for watching again.